Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here with another retro review, and today we're taking a look at the G1 Predacons. Now, this set in particular was part of the 20th anniversary reissue, which was released in 2004. So it has the original color schemes for the Predacons and the original decals, plus it also has the die-cast parts that some of the earlier, like vintage G1 figures didn't have. So this is a pretty nice little set. But anyway, we're going to go take a closer look right now. So since these are the first 5 Predacons, I guess a little introduction is required. We have Razor Claw, the lion, whose claws could cut through steel. Headstrong the rhino, whose horn could punch through stone. We have Dive Bomb the falcon, who can soar very far. Tantrum the bull, and Rampage the tiger, who doesn't really look very tiger-like without the stripes, but yeah, he's a tiger. So, as you can see, these are pretty nice little animal figures. They don't have a lot of articulation, although some of their heads can move. Tantrums can move left and right. Yeah, Razor Claws can move left and right. He has an opening mouth as well. Well, opening and closing, which is nice. So does Rampage. And then there's Dive Bomb, who has the full neck articulation. Well, he can look up and down, open his beak, although you can see his robot head on his neck if you're not careful. And he has articulated wings. Well, sorta. They just move up and down at certain points. But still, it's nice. It gives you some posing options, especially some flight poses. As you can see, these animals are armed to the teeth. Headstrong and Tantrum have their big cannons. Razor Claw has, well, it looks like 4 barrels of doom, while Dive Bomb and Rampage both have dual lasers on their wings and shoulders respectively. The paint jobs are nice. They have a very uniform color scheme of warm colors, reds, yellows, and oranges, and blacks, of course. And yeah, they're really nice. I mean, I really do like them. They fit well together, and they look like a really solid unit, both fitting in the animal theme and in the color schemes. So let's get these guys into robot mode and see how they look in that form. Now, getting these guys in their individual robot modes, it's kind of easy to see how impressive they are. These are combiners, and yet each one is roughly the same size as the other, with a few variations in height, but still roughly the same size and mass. With the die-cast parts built into them, they can each be pretty heavy, and you may notice some similarities between a couple pairs, like Razor Claw and Rampage practically transform the same way, as well as Headstrong and Tantrum, with Dive Bomb the only 100% unique of the bunch. But it's amazing that the Razor Claw and Rampage were entirely different parts of the body, but they have some similarities to them, and I thought that was pretty cool. Being G1 figures, they pretty much have limited articulation, Mostly like forward, backward in the arms, forward, backward in the legs, knees for dive bomb. Headstrong has nothing in the legs, only has a little bit of, well, some nice movement in the arms, but they're only forward back with some elbow joints. And nothing at the head. Yeah. Razor Claw, pretty much the same as Dive Bomb. Oh, come on, now's not the time to get back heavy. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, he does, Headstrong does have a little support back here, like a little heel spur, but it can be knocked out of place easy if you put enough force on it. So you gotta just keep it in place, set him down gently, and he should be standing fine. Okay, back to Razor Claw. He's got nice heavy ratchets that go forward and back. He's got a waist joint. And yeah, Dive Bomb has that waist joint too. I forgot to mention that. Nice ratchets to them too. Just a good thing. He has forward, backward on the knee, again ratcheted, and some, well, knee joints. Yeah, forward, backward at the hips I meant. Yeah, that's pretty much it for his articulation, unless you want to count the head, lion head moving a little bit. Tantrum has some swivel at the head, ratcheted shoulders, outward, in and out. Has those curling iron elbows, and that's about it for him. And Rampage is pretty much identical to Razor Claw or Dive Bomb. You got forward backward at the arms, waist joint, forward backward at the hips, knees, little toes. Razor Claw has those toes as well, but they don't do a whole lot. But then again, these are G1 toys, so articulation was not really a major thing in G1 days. So, but these do have one more feature. Oh wait, before I get into that other feature, for accessories, each Predaking comes with their own unique golden sword, which I think which is nice. And the floor limb bots actually come with 2 guns. Each pair is identical, but well, to each other, but they're unique to each Predaking. And they fit in their hands pretty well, except for maybe for Tantrums, whose guns are kind of hard to get into these fists, just the way they're molded. And as you can see with Razor Claw, he can actually wear his guns like a Seeker would, which is a nice convenience. I don't think he ever did in the show, but I'm putting him there. Dive Bomb can put his guns on his wings, which you probably saw in the beast modes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the weapons. Oh yeah, and Razor Claw does have the shoulder cannon. Almost forgot that. And we'll be getting into that in the robot mode as well, in the combined mode as well. One more thing to note, I guess, is that you got to be careful when transforming Razor Claw and Rampage. If you miss the tail, it's going to result in something that's a little inappropriate. So just be careful of that. But anyway, I guess it's time we got to the main event, the combined form. Alright, now we have Predaking, one of the biggest G1 combiners ever made. And that's true. I mean, he's not as big as like Fort Max by any means, or as big as Overlord, or maybe Metroplex or Crypticon, but he is huge. I mean, he stands a lot taller than most G1 combiners. I mean, he's pretty much easy leader class. I mean, let's just do a quick comparison. Here is leader Voyager Grimlock, or leader movie Grimlock. I'm sorry, yeah, it's a leader class. I'm sorry, but yeah, he's taller than the leader class Grimlock. That's pretty big. I mean, this is a giant toy. Now, this is G1. He's a combiner. He's a brick. You're only going to get forward, backward on the movement on these arms and some hip joints. See, don't want to mess around too much with him. He is a very heavy one too. So those hip joints might give on you if you're not careful. He does have rotation at the wrists and some level of elbow joint. He actually has a little bit of an elbow joint, not a whole lot. But he also has bicep swivel, which is cool thanks to the waist and hip joints of the arm pieces that make up his, like the two Predacons that make up his arms. As you can see, he has this nice long cannon, which telescopes down. These come out, and you may recognize this as Razor Claw's double barreled cannon. For Predaking, it transforms into his like arm-mounted rifle, which is really cool. I like that aspect of it. Yeah, he's a pretty big one. Like I said, he's huge. And I really like the way that they did his design. You know, the color scheme goes really well for all the Predacons. It really makes him stand out. And I like the wing pack design, although it doesn't clip on all too great. Yeah, as you can see, those hips they're designed to be strong, but they can give easy, given all the weight. But yeah, the wings actually just clip on to the back by one peg into a hole. Now, there's a clip in this hole that holds it in, but if you leave it in too long, that clip can stretch out in the wrong way and make it a very loose connection. It happened to me, and I had to take it apart and actually put a clear rubber band around that clip to make it hold better. It seems to work, so I'm not sure for how long that'll hold like that. So you got to be careful with this. If you get one, just keep an eye on that. And I'm sure many of you are going to prefer to display this in its combined form. Why else would you get it? Even though the Predacons themselves are really epic. I do enjoy them all. The only downside to this set is the fact that Predaking uses Razor Claw's sword, and while it looks like right in Razor Claw's hand, it looks like a dagger in Predaking's. Now, the Platinum series release last year had Predaking released in the more metallic colors, and actually came with a gold repaint of Beast Hunter Optimus Prime's Star Saber sword, which looks a lot better. But that's all. But that's about it. That's a pretty nice improvement. But other than that, I still would recommend the original set over the Platinum series, or maybe the 2010. You know. Well, the 2010 is the Platinum one, am I saying. But yeah, I like the original colors better. I know people are more fond of the 2010 / Platinum series colors. I do like the idea that the Platinum one included a new sword for Predaking. Thought that was a cool idea. But if you have a G1 Predaking and would prefer to get a bigger sword, there are options. Junkie on Blacksmith a few years ago released a set, I think it was called Tools of Destruction. I'm not entirely certain on that title, but I do know that part of the set was this nice big translucent red sword, which looks really good in Predaking's hands. So you can actually have him wield a nice big sword if you'd like. It also had shoulder-mounted cannons. I'm not going to show those off right now, but yeah. There are options for the sword that you can get. He'll work well with any of the. I'm sure he'll work well with any of this dark, like the Skybreaker or like the Dark Star Saber things from Dr. Wu. He's got the 5mm peg holes for the hands, so as long as they can fit, it'll work. I am going to make another note, just for those who got the 2-pack with Energon Grimlock and Voyager Grimlock, that Energon Grimlock came with the same sword that Predaking's Razor Claw comes with, only done in red. I just wanted to make sure that was noted. But I guess we'll do another size comparison. So here's Predaking with a G1 combiner. Well, another G1 combiner, and this time being Piranacon, who happened to be on my shelf handy. As you can see, Predaking is a lot taller. And we'll go with something a little more modern now, being Make Toys Yellow Giant. And it's hard to tell for certain, but looks like Predaking may be just a hair shorter than the Giant. I mean, not even that much. I mean, maybe just he is a little bit shorter, but not by a whole lot. So he can stand toe-to-toe with your more modern combiners, which is pretty cool. Now, within the past year, 3 third-party companies have been trying to tackle Predaking. Unique Toys has released theirs already, fully stocked. TFC has started their series for their Ares set, and Mastermind Creations is starting up with their Feral Rex. Well, they're 3 parts into Feral Rex, which if I could possibly even try to get third-party Predaking, it would be Feral Rex. Right now they're not in my budget, but that would be the one I'd want to get. But anyway, I do hope, anyway, I'm sorry. Predaking here is a really good figure if you're a G1 collector. I would still put him above the third-party Predakings if you're looking to get a version of him, because this is the original, this is the official one, and it's really one of the best G1 combiners ever made. So it's definitely something you want to get. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. So long, and bye-bye.